Check, check, check. Shut up. There we go. Back in the home studio. See, the thing is, when I do the intro, I have to then mute this mic, and then I forget. And I'll get into it soon. I need to get someone to help me produce the show. I still do the show completely alone, even though I do have backup and other people. But yeah, it's not easy. I'm the engineer. I'm the talent. I do everything behind the scenes here every single day on the stream. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get some music playing, get us in a good mood, and let's get into Bitcoin. Atom up 12%, Bitcoin Cash up 12%, Balancer up 10%, Aave up 8.34, Nano 1H. Bit of movement in the market, not amazing, but a bit of movement in the market. We'll take a look at that crypto fear and greed index to start off the day. We're at a 28, all right? It's good. It's coming back down into the shaded area. I want some more fear, baby. Who wants that fear? We need the fear. Show me the fear. Let's break down into that crypto fear and greed index real quick. So here we are. Show me the fear, baby. Where is the fear? We're at 28. Not too shabby. So I would love it down here. See, I like to buy Bitcoin down in this area. You know you're a true crypto lifer when you get sad because you basically can't buy Bitcoin at the cheap. You know, you want to buy Bitcoin as cheap as possible. When you can't, you get a little depressed. I mean, when it got into this area, you know it was way too high. And that was into the 25. This thing's pretty accurate. When we got to the high of 25, we had we were more into we were more into greed, less fear. When it gets all the way up here, and many times had I just sold all my Bitcoin in this area, would have been a good look. So crypto fear and greed index, I've seen stand the test of time. And whenever it gets into a 7, 8, 9, anywhere between a 7 and a 12 area down here on the left side, oh my gosh, that is a screaming buy. Not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do here should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor and do your own due diligence for getting in any project, coin, or trade. All right. We're going to start the day looking at ES1. Why? That's the ES1 S&P mini futures. All right. You can see we had this beautiful resistance that we did break above, but now we're below it again. See resistance right here. And it's 4,200. How funny is that? 420, 4200, 4,200, right? Now you have a swing up to swing up here. But look, this is a nasty swing to the downside. If you look at this in the 4 hour, that is hidden bullish divergence. This is not the same. See that? That's swinging up while that's swinging down. That tells me that the trend will continue to the upside. We should make a higher high than this. It doesn't make sense, and it hasn't been in the cards. However, look, rounded tops don't pay the bills. But look, here's a rounded top we popped. Here's kind of a rounded top we popped. So the S&P is defying some of the foundational ideas. All right. Look for it to possibly bounce off the 200 here on the 4 hour time frame. That would maybe negate the hidden bullish divergence though, you know? So right now you get hidden bullish. You're extremely oversold on the MACD. S&P is looking for a bounce to the upside, but it did break previous support at 4,200. Not a good look. So now you have resistance at 4,200. If you can't get above 4,200, you're going to have a bit of an issue for the S&P, and that's going to have a problem for Bitcoin. So right now we are at a standstill. S&P looks like it does want to move to the upside on the 4 hour so far. 1 hour extremely overbought, playing games and not getting above the resistance. However, is that not a shoulder, head and shoulder? That's an inverted head and shoulder, clear as day there, with some bullish divergence that we do see occurring on the 1 hour time frame. Let me show you what I mean. Let me get rid of this for a second. If you're new to the channel, how many people are new to the channel? We got swing down to swing down, swing up to swing up. And what we do is we educate every single day through technical analysis. I truly believe if you show me the charts, I'll show you the news. Somehow, some way, through the charts, we're able to figure out where the price will go. That's what my mentor taught me, and I stick with it. You know what I'm saying? And so shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. So shoulder, head, and shoulder here. Inverted head and shoulder for BTC. You see this? And that wants to break to the measured move to the upside here. There's a 68% chance based on the pattern alone that will break back up above the zone here at 4150 and get to the resistance at 4187. Not all the way though. So can we get a move? We're overbought on the 1 hour. We would need a short squeeze, in my humble opinion. Some type of short squeeze in the market here to see the shorts get squeezed to the upside. Let's take a look at the 15 minute. 15 minute does have momentum inverted. Now, see, here's the deal. You're going to have resistance here too. The whole green zone, in my mind, is resistance. The S&P must get back above 4,200 to remain even slightly bullish. We need a break here and a retest of 4,200 to remain bullish. So we'll be looking at this closely. If you see a rejection at any point here in the 4 hour, 1 hour, and we start to roll over, it's likely going to, push Bitcoin to the downside. So that's worrisome as well. This is also a giant rounded top, right? But we've seen that before and it has been playing out. So interesting. We do see the hidden bullish on the 4 hour time frame. We go over the daily. The daily's also coming back down to the oversold regions. So the daily took a dump, but it's battling. And what's nice is you do have this, see this up and down consolidation area. And so you have strong support at 40,091. So as long as you hold 40,091 too, it's not the worst thing in the world. So some signs of life for the S&P on the 4 hour and the daily. However, we got to get through this 1 hour time frame that wants to dump on us. So that's really how it looks like. I trade my time frames in tandem, watching one to the other and basically waiting for certain signals to occur. So far, this inverted seems to be pushing to the upside, but again, 7 minute is spent. You did just break this resistance though, barely 4250 or 4150, right? So again, I would wait till long the whole market. If the S&P can break above here and come for a retest, that would be load up on altcoins. We retest this area here and bounce. We retest 42, it would be way better. That would be like the safe zone. We get rejected by here, I'm opening up short. So this area is going to tell me a lot. If we get rejected by here, and if we never even make it around here, then I'm going to stay short. I've been short ever since, so really no reason to stop being short at the moment until we break a previous high. So you have a high, you have a low, you had a high. You need to break this high to remain bullish. Why are we going over the S&P if we're crypto people? Because it's directly correlated to Bitcoin, and every single day it's crucial that you check the S&P. So if you're checking the S&P, you're doing the right thing by me, baby. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on into the live. Thank you for being here, calling yourself crypto lifers and being part of the live stream. Can I get a yes, baby? Shout out to each and every one of you. We love you. Thank you for being here. Let me pop out that chat and see what's crack-a-lackin' in the house. Haven't even looked at the, and are we science and technology? Are we entertainment? I always wonder about that. You know what I'm saying? I always wonder, I turned off my monetization. See, man, when you start a morning, I do so many things in the morning as a routine. And when you're just like, we're in a different place, moving around. Shout out to everybody here. 425 people on the live, 197 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, now we're going to look at the DXY. We've been talking about the DXY so much lately. If you're in my trading group and if you were watching us last night or yesterday, it was a big deal. Last night, the last few days, why do we look at the DXY if you're new? Because whatever happens to the dollar happens to BTC. And look, we talked about this being a double top for the dollar. I went over this so many times. I said we cannot get above the zone. If we don't get above the zone, if we get above the zone, it's not good for BTC. I said, but I did show you there was bearish divergence. Swing up to swing up now. Swing down to swing down here on the 1 hour time frame. Good sign for Bitcoin that we got rejected by the double top. And funny, I saw so many people talking about this, after the fact, but many traders saw this as a double top. So did I. If you went over it every single day and you know what a double top is, we saw this and I made my green bar and I said, if we don't, and this is a big deal because if we had gotten above this and we had bounced, sayonara Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? But now we're getting a move back to the downside here. Let's take a look at the daily time frame, and the daily's just getting started with the dump and the rejection. Tweezer tops on the daily. Last time we had tweezer tops on the daily, the dollar dropped from 109.20 all the way to Wix at 104. Massive drop for the dollar. Let's see what that did for Bitcoin. I love doing this, putting your charts side by side and watching what you get out of an inverse asset on the asset that you want. UFO gaming also looking pretty nice to me. Seeing a bit of a move here. 4 hours on that S&P. So now we're building a storyline. See, S&P is starting to get some bullishness. Now you're looking and now you're looking here at the US dollar, and you're like, oh, interesting. I'm starting to paint a picture. I'm starting to see what's happening in the world market. See, you don't just jump into Bitcoin to trade altcoins. Before I trade an altcoin, I look at all these different instances in space and time. You know what I'm saying? And it's just fun. Like, I just find this fun. Like, hands down, maybe you don't. I bet you do because you're here on the live. But if you're new and you're wondering why are we so passionate, why are we so nerdy about technical, I just find it so fun. So look, right here, when the dollar got rejected and started to dump, that was Bitcoin's nice little move to the upside. You see what I'm saying? And now we're about to see the same thing occur here again. High on the daily, at resistance, double topping, you know. Now anything could happen. We could do a loop and boom up. Anything could happen, right? I'm open-minded, but right now, this is a really good sign. Like, we didn't go, had we broken above, we would have been up today. This would have been a big green bar, and Bitcoin would have been nastily down to the downside, hands down. So that didn't occur. And we were watching this last night. Remember I said last night, everybody, I was like, this is it. And that's, I believe, why it's really good to join a trading group, in my humble opinion. Because when I joined a trading group, and I had traded the stock market for 5 years, right? And I even more, I mean, let's think about it. I had traded seriously the stock market for 4 years. Dabbled in trading for 5 years. I wouldn't even call it trade. I don't know if I call it trading. I was like watching and just buying things on my phone. You know, it wasn't, it was speculating in the market. But, you know, I wasn't not trading at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So that's 15 years ago. I've been playing around with the markets for 15 years. Thank you so much for that super chat. Dropping the balls in the jar. Thank you so much. Appreciate you doing that. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much for the love. So if I wasn't in a trading group years ago, I would never have known to juxtapose the dollar index with Bitcoin. I would have known all these awesome, beautiful things. Nobody wakes up knowing it all. Nobody wakes up having a crystal ball and figuring out what's going on, right? So all this, and you can see the inverse of this. If we flip Bitcoin upside down, you can see it looks just like the dollar index on its way to the downside. And then, you know, and then when Bitcoin dumped, the dollar index pumped. You see, it's interesting. There's the dollar pumping while Bitcoin dumps. So the dollar index couldn't get above 109. And now it's flipping back down. It's at 108.25.1. Not too shabby. Take a look at the 4 hour too. 4 hours still heading to the downside while Bitcoin is a little overbought. See, this is what worries me here though. We're not out the water yet. The daily's good. 4 hour pretty strong time frame, not totally settled, you know. What we need to do is, what I would like to see is Bitcoin push up a little bit here. I mean, that's a double bottom too, with a higher low, you know. Definitely looks like a beautiful double bottom with a higher low, you know. Could definitely break to the upside on the measured move of the W from the neckline. Not amazing, but it would get us to 22,000 at least. This is strong resistance now we're dealing with. Bitcoin must get back above 21,500 to remain bullish. And there we go. We got it today. Right now, we're getting the move to the upside. We'll go back to Bitcoin. It's that inverted head and shoulder that we looked at the beginning of the stream, right? Just stay with me now. Stay with me. So if we can get this drop to the downside, Bitcoin will get a move back to the upside, all right? Who knows how big the move could be, but just something we wait on the 4 hour. But the daily right now, looking for a bit of a reversal here. And look at these daily wicks to the upside. 1, 2. Those are tweezer bottoms on the daily. That shows heavy buy pressure. It's a pretty good sign. This was a bullish kind of hammer, you know, a bullish hammer, kind of a reversal pin bar in a way. That's a big move. That shows you that there was huge buy orders that wanted to push the price back to the upside here, right? You know, basically it says that was a short squeeze, you know, a short trap, bear trap. That's why we shorted. We took profits. See what I'm saying? Once you're up, I'm like, take profits, move into, you know, I'm saying for me, take profits and move stop loss to break even. You got to learn risk management. You got to take care of yourself. You got to watch every dollar like it was your last. You can't risk more than you're willing to afford, and you must be patient. You know what I'm saying? And patient in many ways. Like, if you don't have the knowledge, you can't trade on what you don't know. So if you haven't joined a trading group, you haven't got educated, if you have no idea where you're beginning and ending, you need a guide. You're like in Yosemite Park right now, and you have no clue where to go. You need someone to hold you by the hand and say, hey, look, this is the blue trail. It takes you to the waterfall. This is the green trail. And then when someone sits you, it's like orientation. Then you can go off. That's kind of what my beginner's course is every single Tuesday from 3 to 5. Let me see here. Every single Tuesday from 3 to 5. Let's see it. If I can find it. There it is. And it also says the first Saturday of every month from 9 to 12 in case you can't miss it. You can also buy it. You can also purchase the course if you would like. We have that available for you as well. But I'm telling you right now, this will change your mind, change your life. You'll know the MACD, stochastics RSI, supporter resistance, and more. And so much will really, really kind of, lead itself down the road to success. I mean, education is the key to success. I truly believe that. I got educated. I'm here now. So, hey, I'm an example that I can do it. You could do it. So, hey, do whatever makes you happy, but go after your dreams. Go after your passion. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. You will be the best you've ever been. I'm telling you right now. And if there's people in your life that misunderstand you, that don't understand, or, they may give you something one day and take it away another day, it doesn't matter. Stay strong no matter what. Believe in yourself. Believe in God. And if you must be humbled, you must be humbled. Sometimes all of us must be humbled. So remember that. Things aren't going your way. If you're struggling, it's God's way of just telling you it's time to humble you. Be grateful for all the moments that hurt. Be grateful for all the pain that you endure. Because without pain, you will not have compassion for others. And without compassion for others, you aren't able to teach and really spread love and really change the world. So all your pain is for good in the long run. I'm telling you right now, even though it may not feel that way at this moment in time. And certain things we cannot understand why they're happening to us or what's going on. But believe you me, if you have faith, if you, believe in yourself, if you stay positive, there will be a reason for everything, and you'll be able to take a positivity out of any negativity in your life, no matter what happens to you. So that's the key of trading. Everyone's going to lose a trade. Everyone's going to get hit. Everyone's going to make a mistake. Everyone's going to possibly go a little too far all in on something that they shouldn't have. That is the beginner's way. That is how it happens. That is the investments. That's how, when you start investing, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? That's just what happens. Again, nothing I say and do here is financial advice. I'm just going over the woes that people go through, the ups and downs in life. And it doesn't even have to be just, finances. It could be anything in life. We just must learn to persevere and bounce back, Okay. Shout out to everybody here on the live. You just spoke to me. Thanks, Lifer, for the beautiful words. Anytime, man, sometimes I have to speak to myself. You know what I mean? A lot of times when I'm speaking with each and every one of you, I'm speaking to myself. It's a word I need to hear. It's something that I'm fighting with, and I'm using each and every one of you as therapy. No lie. So you have no idea how well this live stream helps me. I get so much off my chest. I'm able to really, really just, be myself around a group of people that I know love, support, and care about me, and that's the key. That's really what it meant for me in this world. That support system, that love, that group. And so I'm here every single day for you if you're here every day for me. And we create a pact, we create a bond, and baby, it's the strongest bond in the game. I know it, you know it, we all see it, and it is what it is. Funny, this news crypto just banging to the upside, falling out of a beautiful, look at that. Falling wedge, bang, bang, like clockwork, tight, touching the tight moving averages. Rework all these ideas here, I was traveling last night, so I was not able to thoroughly scan the market. I am looking at APL, Apollo currency. I'm not in it right now. I have no financial obligation to them or anything. It just, this looks super tight and beautiful, and it's getting tighter and tighter moving average. It looks a lot like the one we just looked at. So this is on my radar right now with the stop somewhat below. I also pulled the Fibonacci on this, and if you see the fib from the bottom to the top movement here, we kind of bounced in this area. We already spent some time in the golden pocket. Not really, in a way, but we weren't high in there. We bounced back off the 618 though. See right there? And now we're kind of in between the 618, and we're kind of about to ride that 0.5 with tight moving averages. Very interesting to me. Flagging out here on the RSI, sideways a bit on the 1 hour time frame. 4 hour looks ready to move. This looks good to me. APL. I may even take this trade myself. I haven't taken it yet, but it's looking closer and closer for an entry. Watching Bitcoin as well. 7 minute did pop right there, but sometimes I use the 7 minute for my entry. And what do I mean by that? Well, I wait for the 7 minute to get low on the stochastics RSI. And that's where I would nibble right there when I touch the bottom of the pattern with the low stochastic, as long as the other time frames are ready to push up and in my favor. I won't just trade the 7 minute blind without looking at the bigger time frames. I want to see that there's a bigger trend happening here, something going on, right? So look, we have a low, we had a high, we had a higher low. Now we're consolidating. So APL on my radar. I haven't seen many people really know. It's kind of on the low. But look, the 4 hour time frame looks ready to flip for us to the upside. That dollar index taking a dump is also good. I drink coffee from a cup with a handle, and it makes me feel disgusted with myself. 50 minutes starting to look cooked, and Bitcoin hasn't passed 21,007. Bearish. We'll take a look at that. That's a good, that's something, I mean, I don't know. The 50 minute can give you some love. It doesn't have to give you it all. It just has to kind of save you from the dump of the 1 hour. And so far it seems to have done that. So, get $250 or even $150 out of the 50 minute ain't too shabby. Let's take a look back at Bitcoin and see where we're standing. I also did an FTX chart. I want to take a look at that one. So would you look at that? So look, you can see how this is kind of a symmetrical triangle on the 1 hour. See this? And look, there's the shoulder, there's the head, there's the shoulder. We did bounce to the upside. We'll look at it back on my other chart. And you can see we just called the pump on Bitcoin, inverted head and shoulder. We found it, likely to break to the upside. What chart did I put this on? On the Coinbase chart? I knew I drew an inverted head and shoulder. Where the heck is it? Anyway, here's the deal. Shoulder, head, and a shoulder, right? Breaks it to the upside 68% of the time. But to me, it's also kind of a bearish retest of this channel. See this? Like we bounced, we fell through, we came up, we bounced. We came up, we fell through, we got rejected. Because we bounced here, we got rejected, and now we're hitting this. These are GAN fans. People don't realize there's diagonal Fibonacci's going on at all times, right? And that's the GAN fan. And this is important, super important to understand. I'm going to start talking about the GAN fan, doing more work on the GAN fan, all right? GAN was an amazing, I believe, he's an amazing analyst, and he basically was looking at Fibonacci diagonally in many different ways. The deeper you go into technical analysis, I'm telling you right now, the more you're going to see. The best, the experts, the TA experts, went so deep, most people can't talk to them. It's almost like we all learned Chinese and they learned a level of speaking that is just so highly evolved that it's almost impossible to get to that same level. You know what I mean? So, I mean, another thing you could look at here, this is not, you got a double top here. 1, 2. You're not seeming to get above it here on the 1 hour time frame. Bigger time frames are all right, but it looked like we're looking for a bit of a pullback here. I guess we call it a broadening, it's a broadening wedge, If you look at it here, up, down, and could we move up here, get rejected, come back down, right? And bounce off this area one more time. I'm also looking at this as a bearish retest right now. So we look at the 15 minute, yeah, we're getting rejected here. And look, the bearish divergence. Swing up to swing up, and here, see? And we already even had some bearish divergence. Now it's really strong. It's triple bearish, But that's bearish divergence right there. See that? That's an uptrend. That is not an uptrend. And you're getting high in the stochastics. You'll call these confluence or coincidences in price action. You're going to see something in the up, and you're going to be like, wow. I always see high stochastics when I find bearish divergence. It happens all the time. They go hand in hand. Shout out to the 640 people on the live. 298 likes. Can I get the likes into the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get that lemon water in us. Let's get going. Let's stay motivated, baby. Nothing can stop you if you are your own energy. All right? We have to be our own energy. We have to push forward. Nothing can stop us, baby. Let's drink that lemon water. Let's get hydrated. I don't have a lemon today, so I have to fake it. But, hey, I'm drinking the water. And look, we're doing damage, everybody. Doing damage. And the next 2 courses today at 3 p.m. Eastern, this Saturday at 9 p.m. Truly the foundation for every lifer will enhance your trading group and the lifer experience 100%. Let's go, baby. Whoop, whoop, whoop to the upside. Smash that like. Help Sam reach the world. Shout out to CNC Ireland. Before everyone was saying that the beginner's course is for... The beginner's course is $100, man. No one said it was $400. That's someone else probably scamming you. Stay away from scammers. There's a lot of people trying to replicate me. Someone's like, get rid of your old Instagram account. It's not my old Instagram account. It's somebody else that created an Instagram account with my name. They got 40,000 subscribers. It's not even me. It's absolutely insanity. I never thought in my life that there would be 40,000 subscribers to a fake channel that wasn't even mine. You know what I'm saying? If you told me that 2 years ago, I would tell you that I guess it's an achievement. I got scammers trying to impersonate me. But it's kind of sad too, you know. Positivity and lemon water in the cryptolifer. Let's go. Hey, aren't you seeing a bearish retest of the sloping resistance from these last month? Yes, that's what I just said. I'm seeing a bearish retest here of this sloping resistance too. See this? Yes, I am. If that's what you're talking about, I am. That's a bearish retest right there. Short, you know. You didn't get above the previous high right here. You made a double top. Doesn't mean it's a huge short. When I say short, I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to 19,000 or 17K. I'm saying on that 15-minute, 1-hour time frame, possible scalp on them shorts. You have your high on the 15-minute, you're overbought on the 15 and the 1 hour. Those are where I scalp short. The only reason I wouldn't is this possible shoulder, head, and shoulder. But that's why I use BOOKMAP. And we're going to flip up BOOKMAP and take a look here at the beautiful BOOKMAP. I'm going to disappear for a second. Hope I remember to come back. I never do, so you probably won't see me for the rest of the show. But I hope you had a good time. You know, I'll be here talking, but you may not see my face again. Who here cries when they can't see my face? Who here is like, oh, man. Who here says it doesn't matter? I just like the information, face or no face. Let me know in the comment section if you can handle the face or no face. What if you never saw my face and only the voice? How would it feel? Would you still be here? So look, long's getting liquidated hard right now to the downside. You see this? Long's getting liquidated hard body. All right. You can see there's a huge order at 20,007. That guy's moving that big order down there again. You look at the liquidity. There is more liquidity at 21,008. Do we get a fake to the upside here? It's almost like they crushed it. They almost went up in there already and they grabbed as much as they could. Some orders still remain. It's interesting. So look, shorts got liquidated and that's all we got. And so if there was more shorts to be had, we would have went up faster, but we really didn't have it. It tells me there's more downside to be had, but there is some heat up here. There is some heat. Indecisive for BOOKMAP. Not giving us the greatest information right now. $72,000, 20 people just got liquidated. So you got a lot of longs that were thinking they were smooth. I'm telling you right now, if the 15-minute and the 1-hour stochastics are overbought, you're likely playing yourself trying to open up a long. You know, be careful. Again, not financial advice. You're going to have to figure that stuff out yourself. But that's just straight technical analysis, you know? So, Lifer has a great radio face. No face, it's like an audible conscious. I like the face, baby. Shout out to Honda Man. Poo-poo, want to lick the face. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I just realized Jamie is Zeno. Me too. I found that out yesterday for the first time. Like, I knew his name was Jamie, but it takes me a while to put things together when I'm dealing with like all the different names. Just quit my labor job. I got a desk job so I can focus more time and energy in the markets. I work extremely quickly behind a computer screen, so I should be able to multitask and be more successful. See, I like what you just said. I worked a desk job for years, and what it did is anytime I had downtime, I had a computer in front of me. Computer is the world, and the internet is the best way to make money, right? And it's the newest, most innovative way to make money. So while someone's working a labor job and you have access to a computer, there's a chance you will have a higher net worth than them at one point. Not guaranteed, but think about it. Someone who sells flowers at a flower shop in a more labor-intense flower store, right? They're picking up the flowers. They have one location. But if you sell flowers from around the world on your internet store, I mean, you could have people from all, and it just changes the game. Using the internet is completely different. Someone who doesn't use the internet will have a harder time making the same revenue as someone who does use the internet. I would say that to my dad. I said, you know, I love my business because it runs on the internet. We don't need a house. You know, I could go anywhere in the world. I could do it from a hotel. You know, you don't need a physical brick and mortar location, and you sell your knowledge out of your mind. I mean, the knowledge business is the greatest business you could be in my humble opinion. First thing I did to be in the knowledge business in the internet is this is the time to be in it too. So if you know something that other people don't know, my buddy is amazing he's called Custom Body Dynamics. Check him out on Instagram, Marcus. He will teach you how to do things with your body that almost nobody can do in the whole world. He's in the top 1%. First thing I did in the morning was check the DXY. I saw that the dump took a long on Bitcoin and made a $100 profit. If it wasn't for your teachings, I would not have made that educational decision. Thank you. Shout out to Gabriel Alvarado. And that's the key. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. Will Bitcoin reach the 22,000 mark today? I do mechanical design and trading at the same time at work. It's crazy. I'm not saying I'm not saying you can't make tons of people. You know, Larry. You could make unique objects with your hands, and be the only person that sells that art and become a multimillionaire. Everyone's destiny is set for them. I'm just talking about probabilities. Crypto said 19, so hurry up. 19. I do mechanical design. What is this chart? The chart is BOOKMAP. All right. It's showing us where the liquidity lies on the order book. It's also showing us who's getting liquidated on the order book. We're seeing how many people got liquidated and for how much. Look, $72,000 US dollars got liquidated, 20 different accounts. Could be someone with multiple accounts, we don't know. But we just know that 20 accounts just got liquidated here. All right. Usually Bitcoin will come and liquidate as many as it can, and then it will kind of find its way back to the liquidity. This is a heat map showing us that there's more volume up here than down here. All right. And you can even just look at it this way and look at the size of the hill. That hill is bigger than this hill, even though this hill is just more squeezed out, more elongated. All right. So that's BOOKMAP. I want to hide my face when I show BOOKMAP. If you like BOOKMAP, if you see what we're doing here, if you've watched us use BOOKMAP many times before, you can use BOOKMAP to gain an edge on the market. You can get a subscription below my videos, and it's the best discount you can get on the market, Global Plus. Jump on in. Shout out to the whole team over at BOOKMAP. We love you. So shout out to everybody here. Thank you for the likes. 351 likes, 709 people on the live. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would humbly, greatly appreciate it. You would really help another person learn. Like someone just gave me a super chat. Said, hey, I learned what this was, and I was able to make a move. Okay? Bitcoin Weekly is pretty high. Yes, we've gone over that many times. The Bitcoin Weekly is very high. Very high. Also, I am bearish as long as we stay below the 200 on the weekly. This yellow line. I was bullish when we got above it. Times are okay. I stay bearish if we stay below this. Doesn't mean I won't swing trade longs here and there, but for the most part, the trend is to the downside. One thing I did like, though, on the weekly is that, look, candle close, candle close, candle close, candle bounce. We wicked right to this area, and we bounced back to the upside. 20,009, 20,799 area held pretty well. So if we look at the weekly candle, the low was 27,000. The low was, let's see here, 20,760, right? And so this area held pretty well, and we did get tweezers. We got a nice move back to the upside here. How this weekly candle close will depend in the next 5 days. It's a big deal, right? But right now, we have weekly support at 20,000, basically 800, 20,750 area, because we wicked to that area. We weren't able, and we have huge resistance here. Look, at 24,000. So we're kind of range bound between 20 and 24K at the moment. All right. One thing I will show you is the one time we had an amazing move on the weekly when we were extremely beat to the ground. The weekly was very overbought right here. It looked just like this here. So let me replay this for you. And so, look, everyone come to terms. Let's look at this weekly right here on the stochastic. See how it looks, right? And you can double click this and see, look, we're just going to look at that. And that is a bearish cross too. All right. No, not a good sign. And that's a bearish engulfing candle. You can stick this candle. That's just not, that's bearish. Hands down bearish. You just have to say that we did bounce off support. Hands down, right? Now, if you look at this here and we double click it, Bitcoin had a bearish cross right here. Let me make sure that's it. Sorry. I'll put an Alt-V here. So look, Bitcoin had a bearish cross. It looked just like what we saw right now. And so like right here, we look very similar to where Bitcoin was. Watch this. Watch what happened. I'm just going to replay this for you. So everyone would have been like, oh, we're overbought on the weekly, right? We're about to double top at resistance. Bitcoin's not going to get any higher. Look for more downside. They started opening up the shorts, right? Everyone got really, really bearish on Bitcoin. And lo and behold, watch this. With high stochastics on the weekly. Watch this. A little bit of a dip. Secondary dip got bought up, and we were gone. The shorts got absolutely liquidated. It was a tremendous move for Bitcoin, and we were overbought on the weekly. Extremely. What do you say about that? Did I just blow your mind? Who here now has no idea what's happening? Who here, if you're a beginner, that should blow your mind because you'd have been like, wait, but I thought every time the stocks are high that you always sell. And yes, you do. But you have to be in the market for 7 to 8 years to see these 1 out of 50 times where there's an anomaly in the market. And I'm telling you right now, anomalies come at certain times when there's a heavily brewing, when the whole market says you're going to the downside, that's when you usually see these anomalies. So I just flipped through some YouTubers this morning, some of my favorite people that I like to watch. Shout out to Gareth Soloway. Like, how could you not like watching Gareth? He's awesome. And, you know, and if you do TA the way I do TA, and then you watch Gareth, it'll be pretty spot on. Like, he does the I think once you get to a certain point of 7, 8 years of doing this, you're going to have a similar way about how you do things because you know, like, you get burned if you don't do this. You get hurt if you don't do that, you know? So right now I am seeing this shoulder, inverted head and shoulder, but I'm seeing a bearish retest at this present moment of this trend line, you know? And I'm also seeing a bit of a double top at 21,005. So if we can't get above it, your voice is A1 Lifer. Your face is just the icing. Shout out to Stanford Mind Co. LLC. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Shout out to Lara Marshall. Thank you. Gareth is big on the macro. Yeah. Sure, check out Altbase, home of the altcoin. True. When everyone says it's dumping, it pumps or retraces back to the old level. How should I set up my moving averages indicator in TradingView? Shout out to Relaxing with Ryan. Ryan, how to set up your indicator very simply and easily. Hold on one second. Hold on. Where did I put my Muzak? If I could find it. That should be music. But no. And I'm a little slow today back in the old back in the studio. All right, this is my track. Love this track. Okay. So again, we got the bullish divergence. Things worked out. Seeing some movement. You even see double divergence. See this? I call that double divergence for Bitcoin. Almost as an M, but it plays out as divergence. See, that's another thing. You would have seen an M there, but then the divergence would have had you at a low with low stochastic. See, this indicator that I even use has the divergences. If you want to set up your indicators, you can use CBC 5MA DRS by Deepak R. Subbu. Deepak R. Subbu. CBC 5MA DRS. And that's going to give you 5 moving averages. The 21, which is white. The 50, which is red. The 80, which is purple, pink. The 100, which is blue. And the 200, which is yellow. All right. So we did make it above 21.5. And we did make it above, look, resistance, resistance, resistance. 21,400 area has been resistance right there, right there. We dabbled with it here, bouncing. Then resistance, resistance. We did get above it. Somewhat bullish so far for Bitcoin, right? And we're watching this flag here. So look, we started the show showing you guys this, right? And showing you that the 15-minute was low. And could we pump out of this flag to the upside? That's how we started the show, right? We said the 1 hour does look bearish. I said, and then we'd have to really get above this resistance here. And I showed that, right? Said if you don't get above the zone, then you're kind of getting rejected. And so far, the 15-minute did get rejected. Now you have an overbought 15-minute and an overbought 1 hour time frame. So it just likely. So what I do is, because you never know, I keep creating flags over and over again. And it seems redundant and crazy. But what I'll tell you right now, it'll make you the most accurate trader in the world. Because what it's saying to the market when you do this is that you don't know where the price is going. Now, if this breaks this level, and then you look at your support and resistance. So you know you have support here, local support, because you have resistance at 21,457. So if you start to break that, you're going to be looking for the 7-minute for like a bearish retest of that area. And then that would confirm a break to the downside. You also have bearish divergence, which to me is likely that you're going to have a move to the downside, just like the bullish divergence gave us a move to the upside. So, and we're kind of forming this wedge here that I'm showing you too, right? And we're bearishly retesting this upper trend line. So unless we get a crazy short squeeze, which is weird because we have a huge block of liquidity now loading up. We at 21,800 up to 20, look, 700, 500. They want to sell more Bitcoins down here. Just got a liquidation too, another $8,000 liquidated. That's another thing. This is what they taught me over at BOOKMAP. You're looking for this a lot. So look, you get a low in price action at 72,000. Then you get a lower low in price action, but you don't get you don't liquidate as many people. That's a divergence. How did we go lower, but we liquidated less people? Doesn't that tell you that there's less shorts around? So that's key insight. See how we're using and that's just brass tacks. So look, 16,000, 12, 55,000. So this is our low. That ball did just drop lower than this ball, but we liquidated only 303. It was small, very small. You see? So that's a sign that there may be, signs of less shorts waiting in the midst because you're going lower, but you're liquidating less each time. Now, if you liquidate more, then that's a cause for concern because it's telling you that there's more liquidity down there. You see? So that's just something you can look at. It is getting bigger, but it's not as big as 72,000. Wow, 20 liquidations at 72,000 right there on BOOKMAP. They don't have the Mexican restaurants in Berlin. Really? Wow. Let's get them likes up, peep. You can do it. Geronimo, great call. The DXY weekly RSI is opposite of the Bitcoin weekly RSI naturally. I see that as a key. Bitcoin will pump on the weekly despite the Stokes. Look at that. Can't you use Bitcoins in conjunction with the Bitcoin chart for confirmation? BTCS? You mean 3S. Stop real quick and hit the like button. Help show support for the best crypto TA channel on YouTube. Thank you so much for David Kendall in the game. A YouTuber last night said it's time for the big bull run. Was he right? I don't know. That's what he said. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Anyone can say anything they want, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to feel what you feel. So look, there's the dump right there. There's the dump on the 15-minute and the rejection of the top. See? And the bearish divergence. So now you're looking for supports to hold. You see? That's how this game works. Okay? Likely that the shorts would play out. Let's take a look at Bitcoin 3S and take a look at what it looks like. And I've been short since we broke that 21.8 area. So look, this had hidden bullish too, and this did bounce to the upside. Short's very oversold and wants to bounce. See, this is weird. I've never seen so many mixed signals at once. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a shoulder head and a shoulder forming there too, though. Chance maybe the dollar gives one last push up and solidifies the rejection or a bearish retest of the level, which would put this Bitcoin short up on the. I mean, that's very oversold on the 4 hour, very oversold on the 1 hour, and very oversold on the 15. However, the daily is beat to the ground. You see this? And sometimes when the daily's beat, I won't even touch something until it touches the 21-day moving average yet again, or even comes back to a Fibonacci level. So, but look, we are bending for a flip up. Possibly one last move. Maybe that creates bearish divergence on the daily. So it's high risk to go against the daily. However, anything is possible. You're seeing Bitcoin dump too. So the probability is that this will play out. But you got to have cojones, right? It's up to you. You're the only person that can make a trade, right? No one can trade for you. No one can make that hit that buy button for you. I mean, if that's what you want, I guess, but I would never be that person. I won't do that for you. So it ain't going to be me, you know. Hey, babe, it ain't going to be babe, huh? Ain't going to be me over here. Shout out to each and every one of you. Shout out to all the crypto YouTubers out there. We love you, and we appreciate you all. All right. So look at this M here. But at the same time, we're holding steady. So Bitcoin sideways. Oversold in the 4 hour, pushing up on the 15. That's where I would enter a short, in my humble opinion. And again, it doesn't mean it's guaranteed, and nothing is guaranteed, but this is where I would enter a short position for BTC. All right, highly likely you at least get here to the upside, at least to the measured move here on a wick, I believe, for 10 quick ones, 11 quick ones. So it doesn't mean we're guaranteed for 42%, but that's your next move here, right? Come on, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, the symphony? Like, I get into my charts. I don't know what's going on. And next thing you know, I'm listening to this nonsense. It's like it's like ambient in a deep house mix. I don't get it. What's up? I received a message on Discord last night. Was it you? No. I would never Discord you on message. Get it? I would never Discord you on message. No, I would never message you on Discord, my man. I don't have the time to do that. I really don't. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I don't have the time to go through Discord all night long and DM everybody. I just don't. I think that cryptolifer, Frankie Candles, and Mitch Ray TA are the best TA channels in the game. Shout out to Juan Paguada. Thank you for saying that, man. Shout out to Bob Dylan. It ain't me, babe. It ain't me. Thanks, Emery. That's what I thought. Let's get that music right. Need to play Armin van Buuren in that trance. It gets the blood going. I agree, man. I agree. Sandstorm. Need to play Armin van Buuren. I love Van Buuren. Shout out to Zeno. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Keeping the fort, holding down the fort, holding it down every day. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you so much. We appreciate you. We encourage you to check out all the channels on YouTube, right? Especially the ones that have supported me and helped me. Bit Squad. Check out BitBoy. He's on every day at 11:30 and then goes all the way, I believe, to 1. Check their show every day at 5 p.m. on Around the Blockchain. Check them out. They've featured me many, many times. We've had a blast on the show. So check them out. Give them a like. Give them a thumbs up. Shout out to all the people, too. Altcoin Daily. Shout out to Brad Vernell. Shout out to Sin City Crypto. Shout out to all the people out there that support crypto, work really hard. Shout out to Tim, TA Tim. I want everyone to know that I love TA Tim. I have no issues with TA Tim. Love that dude. So, yeah, just all the channels out there that support crypto, that work really hard. You know, even Crypto Savvy, man. Love for everybody, man. I'm changing a new leaf. It's love for everybody, man. Even if, hey, I may not agree with your technical analysis, it's okay. And honestly, I've always loved everybody. I want to make it really clear. I've loved every single person in the space. I want to make it really clear. I may not agree with your technical analysis. I may think some shows on YouTube are boring. But at the end of the day, I love each and every person that God made. And I'm super excited to be here with each and every one of you. And love is the strongest frequency in the world if we live in love. We cannot be defeated. We will accomplish all our goals. And eventually, all our goals will be taken care of. Nothing can hurt us. Nothing will get in our way. So I live in love every single day. Sometimes it's hard to even love ourselves. We battle with that all the time. I battle with it each and every day, you know. And so take a deep breath. Love yourself. If you don't love yourself, it's going to be a lot harder to love everybody else. So Bitcoin dumping to the downside as we thought. The short should start to pump to the upside here, or you could play it as short on any one of the exchanges that you like. We trade Bitcoin 3S here on KuCoin. I may start using BitGet because they reach out to me, and I may use them and just trade spot or like no less than 3x leverage, very small amounts of leverage. And again, I tell beginners, please do not use leverage at all unless you've traded spot for up to 2 years. But again, you got to do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. All right. Shout out to Crypto Magic. A bullish scenario would be to repeat the fractal from the COVID crash. It's similar to this point and mark the bottom. Not married to the idea, but interesting nonetheless. I'd have to see that. DXY has not set the higher high yet. Let's go. Spreading positivity to the best thing we can do in life. Thank you, Scar Sizzle. I appreciate you. Love is the greatest argument tool in the world. Love you, Lifer. I got in at 7. It's banging. Where'd you get in at 7? That's funny. I have no idea what he's talking about. I got in at 7. It's banging. Right. I like UFO. UFO's on my radar. I'll talk about it in a while. UFO's on my radar. There are a few things that I like about it and why on the chart. EOS forming this kind of emergent cupping handle. Could be flipping back on the 15-minute here. EOS looking somewhat bullish. 1 hour time frame also wants to make bacon on the beach for whatever reason. 4 hour time frame, not so much. So, see, that's what beginners have to deal with. You might see the 4 hour overbought. You might want to trade the 1 hour anyway. You just got to be careful, okay? You just got to be careful. When I do that, I tell myself, hey, man, you're going against the grain, and there's a chance you lose, brother. And you have to know that that's a possibility, you know? LBP has actually been holding its own against Bitcoin. Launch block protocol. Been doing pretty good here with this trend line. We could even make it a little more uppity like that. Move this down a little bit. Not the best structure. A bit ugly if you tell me, but kind of a descending triangle actually. It is holding the zone. Not in the I'm not a fan of that setup at the moment. Just happened to click on it. I looked at Dreams, and I was saying Dreams could either bounce here or even lower, right? I pulled the Fibonacci, and that low bounce here would take you to in between the 786 and the 886 retracement. Should be pretty healthy for, you know, after a nice pump for Dreams. So I'm watching Dreams on the radar. Also, when I put stuff out like this, some things I'm just observing. Like, I'm watching it, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to go in or not. I'm just watching it, and I'm telling you, hey, this is something I'm watching. You may want to watch it too. You know, 10 years ago, my dad was told he should buy 100 Bitcoins for 1K. Let's just say he didn't do it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and MCRT just continues to bang on them to the upside. That thing is on a tear of tears. So we're looking at a possible move on the short here for a double bottom, just like Bitcoin double top. So Bitcoin double top, double bottom here. Even 5 to 10% is possible here for the 15-minute and the 1-hour time frame for Bitcoin, even if we just get a rejection here in this double tops. So that's what you want. You're looking for a double top here. And then if that does happen, it could even retest. So I take profits at the top and then maybe get back in at the retest. What is a retest? It's when price action retests, comes back to a similar area to try to find support. And look at the long liquidations that are getting nailed now. 41,000, 51,000. And they're continuing to just liquidate the longs down here. It was likely, despite the liquidity up here, we kind of ate into there. And we ate what we could, you know. Bitcoin is still sideways, though. I will give it to you. Still a bit of sideways action. Like, we could get a more violent movement, but we've been kind of just, you know. I told Dad, don't worry, the market is still young. Read my comment, then read it again. Do it. Sam, we live our lives going against the grain each day. The steps we take leave footprints of inspiration for others to follow. Sending love like a Care Bear out here. Thank you so much, man. I love you. Appreciate you for coming on into the live. Thank you for being here. Scar Sizzle, he doesn't push Bybit or leverage links. He only has links to sign up for KuCoin, 3 Commas, and BookMap because they are tools he uses and we support the stream by clicking them. Can we take a look at SPA, please? We'll take a look at SPA. So you can see that right now I am short Bitcoin. Like, you know, at least for the next 5 to 6 hours, looks like Bitcoin's going to struggle, go sideways, or at least go to the downside. It got rejected by 21,650 area, went below 21,005, and so that's going to be its area. Now, if it goes lower than 29,400, we're going to look at the areas to watch. How I take advantage of this is a Bitcoin short or also a Phantom short. Phantom 3S should look somewhat just like this Bitcoin trade. Should be in a flag. Let's take a look. Doesn't have to be. And we actually took Phantom for beautiful gains, 22%. See? That's why you take Profitos. Interesting. Phantom doesn't look exactly the same. You could say it's in this falling wedge. It's like air. I put deep house and it like. All right. So it's forming a double bottom here for sure right now, right? You can see this support zone that we're bouncing off of for Phantom. Honestly, these could just be scalps, like little cup and handle scalps. Sammy cup and handy to the upside. Last time I saw that it was 1975. I was getting out of my car in a windstorm. I had to put my umbrella up because I felt a drop of rain, but next thing you know, I was actually picked up. Took me from 57th Street and 8th Avenue all the way to 43rd and 5th Avenue. Ended up buying a watch when I walked into Tourneau. Unbelievable. I never got hurt. Placed right there in front of the watch store. So I said, you know what? And I've had the watch ever since. Crazy story. Made it back to the game to announce. It was awesome. So shout out to everybody here on the live. So this could possibly be happening here for Phantom. We'll take a look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour is a little bit overbought. Wants to make a bit of a move. This level would have to hold. Little high risk trade for sure, in my humble opinion, you know. 4 hour does want a boogie, though. Interesting. So even if it was just a pattern trade to the next resistance, a lot of times I just do that. I'm in and I'm out. I don't really have to care about the bigger move. I just want to get a piece of it, you know. Just want to get a piece of it. A little bit of hidden bullish slightly, too, because that's a sharp swing up. But it is a double top. I mean, you're getting some mixed signals, for sure. Cup and handle there. And the daily's extremely overbought and cooked, see? So but you are, yeah, see, I just, sideways behavior. When the daily gets high, I'm very wary to trade it. Because it was, it doesn't mean you can't make gains. But look, it was a lot easier to make gains when the daily was low down here than it is now. Now you're trying to get the extended move on the end of a move, right? So, and there's two types of traders. There's traders that wait patiently and DCA they front run each idea. And then there's traders that try to get a piece of a move here and there. And that depends on who you want to be. Do you mind if I ask how old you are? I'm an 80s baby from 1986. I was born very similar to you, man. Just a couple years prior to you, my man. So could Phantom 3S break to the upside? That is another coin that I look at when Bitcoin struggles. I like to trade Phantom 3S for gains. Tends to pay me, So that's something that we're looking at too. Enicum, let's take a look at ENQ. Enicum was on my radar just the other day. I just want to see what happened to it. I'm curious. ENQ, right? Sam, can you be my daddy? LOL. JK, you're the best, man. Crypto fam 100. Hey, man, get in line. There's a lot of people that want cryptolifer to be their daddy, man. I'm telling you, right, that won't be the first time. Man or woman coming to this stream asking for me to be their daddy. Hey, get in line. No, I'm just messing around. But I am not messing around, though. A lot of people have come to the stream asking for me to be their daddy. And I'm like, listen, I got 2 kids, all right? I got enough daddying going on my own over here. I don't need another one, all right? Bro, I got the same questions. 79 baby here, LOL. I'm Sam's daddy. Yo, get out of here, man. Roddy, get out of here. Ain't nobody my daddy, man. Not even my dad. You could be my son. Get out of here, man. The daddy of gains. Big daddy in the house. Remember, our founding fathers did not agree on everything, but they came together for the end goal. I believe we are all in crypto for the same reasons. We need to come together, and we are unstoppable. Shout out to Billy McDonough. I truly believe that, I truly believe that. Enough sugar daddying, right? September 1986, baby. Shout out to John Crane, 1986, man. TAN Chili's and Near. Big Daddy Kane. Sam is the face of someone's half his age, but the wisdom of someone twice. Come on, guys, give it up to Sam. Round of applause. Someone said I look half my age. I mean, that's amazing. I will take that. I'm 39, right? That's amazing. Don't butter me up. I don't need any more. Drop the super chat for Daniel because he said please. It's very nice of you. Cosmos for Daniel because he said please. That's so nice. That's what people do here on the channel. Very polite, very nice people here. Do you think there's a lot of buy pressure on the daily Bitcoin candles? Yeah, there are. I mean, the things got pushed up on a wick like that. 1993, I'm in the last year of my 20s, baby. Wow, I remember that. I just grabbed them cheap and hope for gains. I bought Optimism at 48 cents. Made me $5,000. My man. Buy them cheap and hope for gains. That's how I traded for years. Wasn't the worst thing in the world, honestly. It really wasn't. So .3S, kind of a cup and handle here. Revisiting this channel that it was in, right? Almost say it's almost in this flag too. Wow, 47% gains if it just makes it back, or 27 if it makes it back to resistance. It makes an M pattern. 1 hour does want to push to the upside. 4 hours very oversold. You're looking for support and resistance and touch of the 21. You're seeing moving averages aiming to get tight again. Seeing a bit of hidden bullish divergence too as well. So the shorts look like there's the more probability in the shorts than anything else. But we must be careful. The Monday volatility has been moving into Tuesday. I don't know if you remember, but it's been funky for sure. So I'm looking at .3S on the radar as well for possible gains of 27%. It'll have to break out to the upside. It already did double top. But look at that 15-minute bit of divergence there, moving to the upside. That's interesting. Showing signs of life here for a possible scalp. And it could be conservative. I would be conservative. You do whatever makes you happy. 27.7% gains possibly on .3S on KuCoin. All right. It is a double top. There is bearish divvy here. Look. We also had bearish divergence on Bitcoin, so we're getting some mixed signals. And honestly, the bearish divergence to me played out. You know what I mean? Now we look at the hidden bullish probably because it's everywhere. Swing up to swing up, swing down. Yeah, there's hidden bullish here. So this will be a lesson for us. We will see what happens here. We will document this. I mean, that's hidden bullish. So the bearish, in my opinion, played out. You got to bounce off the previous resistance here. Bounce there. A little bit of a bounce chop there. Resistance to that area. You came down and you bounced. That's previous support and resistance. It's called an SR flip. A support and resistance flip. The channel is disgustingly ugly. I don't like the pattern at all. But it doesn't mean it still can't make some gains. So we're seeing what could happen here on .3s. If Bitcoin takes a tank, this will pump to the upside pretty nicely. All right. So we got the dollar getting rejected by a high. Maybe it goes on one last little push up. The macro idea for the dollar is bullish for Bitcoin, though. That daily did get rejected by the high. And we're going to revisit that idea again. We're also going to take a look at, go back to the S&P mini futures, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin like we do. It's nice what we did. We just broke that resistance. Okay. Now, at one point, you gotta have a trading style, right? So, like, at one point, I call bear, like, this is bearish unless we get a short squeeze. I mean, it's weird. They do have the liquidity at 22,000 now. Look at that. Now there's no liquidity down here at all. Look at, they just cleared the order book. They cleared the order book entirely. That's amazing. Look at that. They just cleared the order book. I've almost never seen that. Like, there's no liquidity at all, really, anymore left. That's nuts. Completely cleared the order book. They shredded all the alts. I mean, there was really nothing, no one else to liquidate, right? Interesting. Now we're headed back up to the upside, looking like a short squeeze. Looking like it enticed all the shorts to the long. I mean, to short, like, or to get into the, not long, but you get into the trade. And they got them all to short. Now they're going to go after them again. Go to 21,800, right? Look at that. They're headed right up here. They're headed right here for these orders. And somehow my mouse disappears on BOOKMAP. I don't know why, but we'll figure that out another time. Sammy cup and handy to the upside. Sorry, had to do it. I had 3 dogs. One is named Sammy. One is named Cup. The other is named Handy. You're funny. Do you really do have 3 dogs now? I mean, it could have happened. It's been a year. You never know. So, are we double topping? Here's the day. And that's the thing. You do not have to do anything. I'd open up a short right now and be willing to get stopped out because the probability is in your favor. Or you wait for the liquidations here. See, this is the key. You wait for them to liquidate as many people as you can feel. You watch for this liquidity to kind of shift out. And when you see a lot of liquidations up here, that's when I begin to open up the long. I mean, the short. So I short once I see them liquidate everybody first. That's usually when they're ready to go back to the downside, right? Mixed signals for Bitcoin, but the dollar is hitting a top, and that's all we need. 58 is trying to cross the 200 on the 15-minute. Nice. Fine, Kevin. Thank you. Yes, I am dedicated. M pattern to come in handy on the DXY daily. I'm watching that over the next few days. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do, baby. It's not easy. What we do here on this channel is not easy. All right? Every single day in the markets is not easy. It's a battle every single day we go in, all right? But we stay strong. We form, a mental focus that we build every single morning and we carry over to the next day. I go to sleep at a good time. I drink the lemon water. I don't go out drinking, right? I don't hang out with people that use drugs and alcohol. I hang out with people that trade. I hang out with people that run businesses. I hang out with people that want to do amazing things with their life. You are the culmination of your 5 closest friends. You know what I'm saying? You're the culmination of your 5 closest friends. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 500 likes, 850 people on the live stream. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you that comes into my live. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, dear Lord. Thank you for bringing these people into my life. May I help them in the best way possible. May I show them the way. May I educate them with everything I have, and may you help me do that and live the best life possible. Thank you so much. Amen. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. So bang, keep those likes pumping. If we get the likes up to 600, 700, There's a high probability we get those 167 more people and we get to 1,000 people on the live. I've been climbing that ladder for 1,000 on the live. I've had it before. It's happened before, but I'd like to see it consistently, baby. DXY and USD both were about to dump on the 5. Jumped in along for an alt. So far, so good. Interesting. So grateful to be here and make life-changing gains. Shout out to Adam Wild, man. Thank you for being here. So thankful and grateful for everything I have. Shout out to Roddy Robinson. Let's pump them likes, peeps. Shout out to everybody here. And look, 30 likes came in faster than fast. You people are amazing. 30 beautiful people. I love it. Quality over quantity, Sam. Shout out to Andy Smith, man. Thank you for telling me that every day. Get this guy to the algo to get this message to the world, man. Appreciate that. How you feeling today, buddy? I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Dealing with some issues that I won't speak on, but I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with some blows, some ups and downs in life, but that is life, right? Is it supposed to be great every single day? Is every single week supposed to just run perfectly smooth? You know what? I've had a good run. The last 2 months have been amazing. Have had no hiccups in my life, and now I got a few hiccups that I got to deal with. It is what it is. But you know what? I keep myself focused. I keep all the hiccups out of my life so I can stay focused for each and every one of you and be in the chart. So, but you know. So we broke back above 21,500. All right. Which is a bullish shine here for Bitcoin. 15-minute look. It did this move back to the upside here and made a bit of a flag. Now you got a bit of a measured move that could take you back to the upside here for BTC. This calming music ain't bad. It could be better, but it ain't bad, right? Just like I used to have different music too. It's been hard to get the music that I want, honestly. The Sound of Underground, Volume 1. Like, is this like... That's like... Yeah, see, I can't deal with that either. I like this track, see? This is a track I use a lot, Deep House. And then I do find similar, and it just never seems to find similar. Let's see how this goes. All right. So shorts are getting liquidated. You can see the shorts getting liquidated on BOOKMAP. All right. As we watch price action pump up above resistance. Isn't this amazing to see it actually happen in real time? Know what's going on and not just play a guessing game here. Okay. Then I was showing you how less shorts were getting liquidated. Right. Ooh, but then they got 93,000. I mean, they just nailed it. They took out a lot of money just now. A lot of people just got rocked. A lot of people got wrecked. Every day people are getting wrecked. Remember that. Wrecked and rocked. So what you don't want is an M here rejection. So we'll raise the resistance now to about 21,600. So Bitcoin must break above this now to remain bullish. And look, the same area here. Otherwise, that's just another double top for BTC and you're overbought on the 15. I tell you right now that the 1 hour is coming for you. Like, short squeeze or not, in my mind, the 1 hour is coming for you. You know what I'm saying? Now the inverted head and shoulder is breaking to the upside. It's interesting, right? Again, unless the bulls break back above 21,737, 21,008, we remain bearish. So that will be our first stepping stone. We get there, that will change my tune, all right? Because that's going to show that we battled through significant resistance, okay? Wrecked and Rock sounds familiar. You're the man. Keep up the great work. Hardest working dad in crypto, Sam Price. I miss the old music. Yeah. What was the old music? Hey, Sam. You ever used Eric Crown's Jewel Light? Giving toppy signals on the 15-minute. Must wait until it turns light blue again. No, I've never used it again. No. Honestly, I don't think I need anyone's signals, though. I have my own. Like, I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I look at the charts. Charts tell me what to do. I don't need this. I don't need any signals, man. I'm building an indicator. Me and my buddy Danny are building an indicator, and the team's honing in. We're all chiming in. We're working at it very, very hard. You know what I'm saying? But I want to make it perfect. It's got to be like the greatest thing since sliced bread, you know? I'd be careful because of the bearish divergence that we saw already. You know what I mean? There's bearish divvy there on the 15. And Bitcoin's been very indecisive lately. Look, sideways today on the live stream. The live stream title says it all, sideways. You know, fears of recession. Some people say we're already starting a depression, you know. And then you got I don't even want to say the word, but you know, let's just call them ticks. We got the ticks, you know what I mean? Because that's what they are. They're blood-sucking ticks. On both sides of the aisle, it does not matter. I do not care. I don't trust anyone that doesn't want to be on the blockchain. We're going to start the blockchain party, right? We're going to implement it, and we're going to say, listen, you can implement our party in your party. You can take everything we do, and you can implement it into the Democratic Party and call it the Democratic with the blockchain set. And we'll create a set. We'll create a humanity set with blockchain, and we'll say, if you don't want to use the set, then you obviously don't want to lie. It will be a transparency set, meaning the budgets will be set on blockchain. Every single vote from primaries down to the last president will be set on the blockchain. It'll be immutable. Everyone will have a way to vote one way. Once an address votes, it's over. That's it. You know what I mean? So we're going to be verifiable through again, though, then you can see how they want one world government, verifiable ID. So it's like you can see how verifiable ID would take care of possibly voter fraud. But then at the same time, people don't want to be on people don't want to be on they don't want to be on a grid system, you know. What's your opinion on Sol? Big head and shoulders on the daily. Like voter ID. Yes, exactly. So you're saying you make something out of nothing. Very cool. Shout out to Dylan JL, my man. I know you don't, but it's pretty amazing. Been backtesting on over 150 demo trades and 75% hit rate. I know you don't, but it's pretty amazing. Been backtesting over 150 demo trades and 75% hit rate. These types of signals are often like looking through a dirty lens. They don't let you see the important details to make your own decision. Yuck, dude, printing more bucks for ticks to get more suck. I know. Exactly. I can see it in your eyes. Cryptolifer loves to watch a good short squeeze. Ooh, it's the best thing in the world. Short squeeze orange juice, we call it. Every morning, baby. Do you think that the Ethereum will hit around 1700-ish short term or before the merge? We're going to remember AI is doing a huge amount of big money trades. That's why things seem to be less organic, human hyped, and more mathematical. But that's what's good for a mathematical brain. Like if you're super math intensive like me, and you kind of, it can kind of play out in your favor. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking for a possible M here now on the 15. With a rejection to the downside. I like macro trade, swing trade in the 4 hour. I like daily. I like 4 hour and daily trades the most. They make the most money. They're the most rewarding because they take the most patience and they pay you the best. But I also like swing trading the 15 minute. But I also like nice, clean signals. Like that signal right there on the 15 earlier today, that was your trade. At resistance, you got out. That was the trade. You know, it was beautiful. That's how I trade. Low stochastics. MACD had a turn. You even had a bullish pattern on the RSI. See this? You could have put it in a flag here. Bang. Did defy the bearish divvy there, though. This is interesting. Again, I'm getting mixed signals today on the smaller time frames. At the end of the day, it's about resistance. If you can't get above 21,730, expect more downside. It's that simple. Look to the left, see the highest high. If you can't get above that, open up shorts and hold the shorts with patience. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. That's what I do. Sam, I want to hang with you one day. You can, man. Anytime you want. Just let me know. I also like to swing. Shout out to Laura Marshall. That's good to know. I appreciate that. I'll keep that in my back pocket. Can you explain to us funding rates, depth charts on KuCoin Binance? Or be swanged. That's crazy. Trading altcoins in Bitcoin or USD. Which is better? I mean, it depends. You know what I'm saying? It depends on your goals and what you want to do. USD can be better at certain times because Bitcoin takes a dump. You're going to lose a lot of your profits that you just made. However, if your goal is just to accumulate Bitcoin after Bitcoin and not worry about the price of Bitcoin at all, then just keep trading BTC pairs. So it happens to be what you want. And you got to make it your goal. What are you thinking about? What do you want to do? No matter how good AI is, at the end of the day, human emotion will play the important role it has been playing throughout history. The magician, she's a keeper. I know, right? Happy birthday to me. My woman just gave me $99 to join the group, man. Shout out to the magician, man. That's a smart move. Happy birthday to the magician. Looking forward to seeing you marry that girl. Shout out to DJ Porter Rock, right? Welcome, magician. Apes, alt-based app. Interesting. Alt-based app. Wow, on point with my chart at rest. 21,750 on my chart. Wow, watching you is paying off. Thanks, Sam. I'm in Canada. How to contact you? Just email cryptolifers@gmail. You can fly to Boston. Spend a weekend here, man. We'll kick it. As long as the AI is programmed by human, it can be predicted. We need to worry once they start programming themselves, which they probably are. Super Chats, Link, Adam, ETH, Soul, Head and Shoulders on the daily. Let's take a look at Link. Chainlink's been on fire recently. So right now, I am bearish on Bitcoin because it didn't get above the resistance. You only have a little more room here on the 15-minute. The 50-minute would have to throw a crazy Hail Mary and get us above 21,800 really to remain bullish. Okay, there is a measured move here with the length of this pole, and that's why I have it here to 22K. All right, but we have a huge sell wall here at 21,008 on BOOKMAP. What is BOOKMAP? It shows me where the liquidity is on the order book. Okay, and look at that sell wall, that big red wall there at 21,800. Freaky, right? And we just broke back below 21,005 on the futures, and we're playing with that area. I'm more bearish than bullish at the present moment based on the 1 hour time frame just being extremely overbought. All right, and the 4 hour also being overbought, and we're not getting above 4 hour resistance. We need a candle to close well above 21,005, and then we need a candle to close well above 21,800 for me to remain bullish. It's simple as that. This also looks to me like a shoulder, a head, and a possible right shoulder, and even a bit of a double top here. So if we can't get above this zone, I'm going to put an Alt J here. You can't get above 21,538 really is my line, and I like to buffer it up to 21,700 area. Expect more downside. It's simple as that. Expect more downside for now. Maybe, and it doesn't mean it has to be a huge dump. Just bump here and we pop here. Maybe that's all we're doing. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm going to freestyle on the all-time history index. What is freestyle? Freestyle is when I just kind of go over the charts in a fun way. I look at whatever may or may not be happening just kind of with an open mind, all right? Like, for instance, we kind of had this channel that we broke out of a few times. See that? We coming back to the bottom of this channel. You can see it's a broadening wedge, too. Do we make it all the way up and then come back now? There's always two scenarios. There's always two pieces to the story, I'm open-minded. More than likely, you break down to here. More than likely. That's the most likely scenario. You're not able to get above resistance. So you want to, I do a lot of lines, you see a lot of nonsense, and then I want to also simplify it at the end of the stream or towards the middle of our Bitcoin up, and when we kind of finish our Bitcoin analysis, right? So we're looking at this here, resistance at 21,520, 21,539. Strong resistance, you see? And so, and now you got a trend line dealing with it, and you're overbought on the stochastic. So, likely a pullback for Bitcoin. Levels to watch are here and there. That's really simple, all right? You could say, okay, maybe we get a leg up there too. Actually, let me delete those and use Alt J. Alt J makes a yellow bar there on your right labeled area, so you can kind of see exactly what lines we're talking about. And remember, 20,008, 20,700 is weekly support that we talked about before too as well. So it's interesting to see what Bitcoin's doing. And again, this is a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time, at least the length of the pole. And I've seen them go this whole length of this level here. So I'm just showing you the most bearish scenario. I'm not saying this is guaranteed to happen. I'd be looking to close my short right there when Bitcoin bounces off this line. See? So you short resistance, you long support. Bitcoin's at resistance and oversold in the Stokes. It's likely you're going to have to short the market. All right? Now, you could become one of the lost souls that gets liquidated in the short bags here. And that's why it's sketchy, right? You are trading a bear market right now with low liquidity and not a lot of retail. So you're one of the few survivors in the battlefield right now. Remember that. If you're with the lifer, you're high risk. You're in the waves, baby. You're surfing the 12-foot seas or 100-foot seas, 50-foot seas. You know what I'm saying? You are expert at risk at this point, you know. So wickage and wickage here. And so I'm calling a short to the downside on the macro idea here on the 4-hour time frame. I'm not going to look at the minutia of the tiny. There's too much going on the smaller time frames. I will look at them for reference to support or resistance. But right now, more likely we're going to break to the downside. All right, and this is even a short. Look at it's a head and shoulder. I mean, there's a lot of bearish confluence here. And again, and I could be wrong. You might wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin's flying all the way up to the upside and be like, man, that lifer is so full of garbage. Can't stand that guy, because I'm a human being. And everything I say is not guaranteed. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. That is it. All right? I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. So it is what it is. That's what it is. 18,988. Bang, bang, bang. All right? Lifers are surfing on hoverboards, man. Thanks. I'm so happy about that. Let's keep going. Shout out to Ben Gamer Boo. I love that. Ben Gamer. I put $200, almost lost them all, went down to 30. So I started caring and learning about the market and technical analysis, and watching your videos helped me get to $1,500 from $30. I mean, look at that. From $1,500 to $30, slowly but surely. If you can do that, my golly GOMI, you can change your life. Rodney has to fire his boss, man. That's what someone said. Rodney. Ben Gamer, that's so awesome. That is a great story, man. You got to take that and put that in the testimonials. We're going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that. Where do those testimonials come from? I'm like, they come from the heart, man. They come from people's actual chests. From the soul, baby. They come from the heart and soul. Shout out to 809 people on the live. Thank you so much for being here. 589 likes. We're going to keep it moving nice, slow, and easy for you. I've heard a lot of people say that if I could calm it down just a little bit, they could grasp even a little more. So I thought we'd go over more coins and pump it down your face, you know. But I am learning to kind of bring it down a little bit. And honestly, I think it's helping the retention and the viewership. Standing here at 800 viewers on the live. Everyone, I'm going to show you some deep insight too in the market in 2 more seconds. Just hold up. And I'm going to look at some other altcoins. We're also going to get through all of the super chats that everybody gives us. We skip one maybe every 5 or 6 months. It's rare, but we try to hit every single super chat that comes our way. I'm busy with my kids, but like you have you in my earphone. Much love, Lifer Camille. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I'm working every day to be able to quit my bridge painting job. With the skills I learn in Discord and in life, I will be safe for free. Look at this. So, look, we got a bandwidth hit right here. Isn't that funny? Right at 11:30, 11:36. YouTube is not receiving enough data. It's weird. I disavow that. 865 people on the live. 600 likes. Keep hitting that like, everybody. If you are doing this. This is the content you want. You're sick of the nonsense that you see all over YouTube, and you want this type of content. We've come to terms with that. I was researching YouTube, and I know what I wanted. So I researched. I was like, man, we need constant teaching. We need learning. We need education. We need positivity. And we need a good radio voice out here, right? So shout out to everybody on the live. If you keep hitting that like, you're going to change my life and your life. Think about it. Close the bookmap. It's buffering. It probably is, right? Bookmap tends to eat more and more of the space. It could be, you know what? I'm going to do that. If I can. Bookmap won't even close it. It's hiding itself. Save and exit, baby. All right, I'm out on Bookmap. It could be Bookmap for sure. You know, I wondered. Danny suggested it yesterday. He was like, watch out for Bookmap. So this is what we're looking at, and a bit of a double top here. We would have to get a short squeeze. So here's the thing. You open up a short. If you get stopped out, you wait for the bullish retest, and you open up a long. So I'd open up a short right now with a stop loss somewhere in this area, right? The sad thing is okay, we got some chop here to deal with. I like that. I was about to say. Yeah, so I put my stop loss, one of these 3 lines, you know, use the other previous resistance and support lines as an area of protection. If I could get the 221-day, love to be below on top of the 50 because it probably hit the 50 and gets rejected. All right, now I'm going to do one more thing that I haven't done before in the freestyle when I'm open-mindedly freestyling here. We got this idea. And we got this idea. Could be a falling wedge, see? And that's where you're headed to. 19,000. All right. Look, too, you have a high volume node. And remember, I always talk about this. Look, whenever you break a high volume node, you're likely to head right down here. So this could be the shortest shorts, baby. Bang. You know? Down to 19K. 19,333. So I'm telling you right now, I see this a lot. Now, if we don't and we break bounce above, we're going to head to this node. Just how it is. And you're going to see it by the price action here. Look, we came here, we bounced, we got a little bit below the node, but once we got above it, boom, we shot up to these higher areas of liquidity. Then once we kind of started to fall, and look, we fell below this node, we fell right down to this level of liquidity. Here, when we fell down, we bounced, and we boomed all the way up to the next level of liquidity. It just... And you can see here we came up, we got resistance at the POC. We fell back down, we bounced where? At the bottom of the liquidity zone. So I've been watching this now for weeks on end, back and forth every single day without fail. And we've been noticing it. You know what I'm saying? We've been noticing it. So how was the stream? Is everyone seeing an easy stream? Cheese Mac, you're funny. Frenchie Marchand. The cup is in the way. Just need to see his Stokes RSI setting numbers. They're exactly the same, man. I use all the exact settings that you get. I didn't do any... Everyone thinks I do all this tweaking. And man, I use the free indicators that anybody can use to get busy. All right? There's no special sauce. It's just you. You become the special sauce. I teach everybody, if you give your mind enough time in the market, your mind will be able to figure out things that no indicator would. You know? Stream is good. Okay, cool. We did lose the 150 people we lose at 11:30 every day. But I believe we will fight to create lifers out of them one day at a time. Sam, I got a great song for you to listen to after the stream. Kenny Cans Chandler presents Arnold Jarvis Inspiration. You'll love it. Thank you. Everyone always asking about the Stokes RSI settings. LOL. Alt's banging on them. Did he just talk about the special sauce? Stream is great. Good day, sir. This is why the crypto lifer is the effing real deal. Scamwix, man. Lifer. Good morning, lifer brothers and sisters. Man, may you have a blessed day. Thank you so much. May you also have a blessed day. Shout out to each and every one of you for coming on into the live. Appreciate you all. So I just gave you what I believe is going to happen based on the probability of the charts. You know, it's not what I believe. It's what the charts convey to me. And I'm just telling you what the charts are conveying. You're at a resistance, possible head and shoulder pattern. You're at a POC. You did get slightly above it. That's great. So if you can hold above the POC, you're good to go. POC is 21,400 or 375 even. That's a big deal that you got above it, even though it's a tiny move above it. We need to remain above that. All right. We want a short squeeze to go on here. All right. Still here, my friend. You give fresh info, others repeat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bada bing, bada boom. Man, I love your stream. Wish I had all the time in the world to tune in. All my favorite channels is hard having to pick who to watch. Hey, don't worry, man. Can you put in a list of indicators you use in the creator's name from TradingView? Bitcoin to 19,300. Very possibly. Bitcoin to 25,000. Bitcoin to 19,300. Average gaming. Bitcoin to 25,000. You guys are funny. Yo, sir. LOL, pound for pound. What? So here's my deal. I'll open up a short. If I get hit off, or, you know, I won't get liquidated, but if I get stopped out, I'll be looking for a bullish retest of this area. So there's a high likelihood you do get stopped out. You're playing tight to the bone here, right? Stop loss would be somewhere above one of these lines here that I just presented. And again, you have to find your own trading style. If you get educated by me and you like it, then you start applying the knowledge yourself, right? And the technical analysis is what it is. 19,891, next stop for Bitcoin, baby. Super Chats, Link, Atom, ETH, Sol, Head and Shoulders on the daily. Hex up from yesterday. Let's take a look at Link. And Link's been actually doing pretty well recently. There's my Alpine. I mean, this thing is, look how, Apollo, look how tight that is. Apollo looking beautiful in that 4-hour time frame. Looks opposite to Bitcoin. It's interesting, right? Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance real quick and ETH BTC. That's going to also tell us whether we want to be trading alts, what's going on. You want to look at Bitcoin dominance every day of your life. Every day of your life. Over here. Bitcoin dominance over here. What is the dominance telling you? So look, dominance did hit a resistance here and did get rejected. A little bit of an alt move there, not much. However, the 4-hour does want to push back to the upside. Also, Bitcoin dominance did a little bit of a drop, but it looks like it wants to pump back up here right now too. So Bitcoin dominance pumps when the whole market either dumps or Bitcoin pumps hard. Two options. We also want to look at US Tether dominance, and we want to juxtapose these two and look at them together. Wow, we've covered a lot on the channel today. A lot. I mean, look at that on the daily. That's pretty bullish to me. You know? So I am suggesting a short, but I'm not saying we're going to dip forever, you know? Can you check OP for a short? J Cuban, you know? So Tether dominance is double topping up here on the 1-hour time frame. Doesn't look too healthy, right? But it is in a flag, and it does want to break back to the upside for now. See? Curving up for now on the 1-hour. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance on the 1-hour. Yeah, so Bitcoin dominance about to give it up a little bit. Same, we're about to get a little bit of a dump. I mean, you can see people are going to run into Tether. But what Tether has resistance here. So you'd like to see us hit resistance, come back down. So the 1-hour is going to come up. So what I see happening this afternoon is Bitcoin takes a dump. Tether dominance pumps on up, hits resistance here, right? Makes its way back down once the 1-hour gets overbought. So you can put an alert up here on the 1-hour, or you even put an alert up here. Add an alert up there. When that hits, I'll get an alert. Continue anyway. Okay. Same thing here. I put an alert on the low on the dominance. When that hits, it'll tell me too. Interesting. So dominance at resistance. Bit of a shoulder head and a shoulder forming too. Kind of like Bitcoin. And likely to head to the downside here. Like I'm saying, you know. This is also a rising wedge. See this? And rising wedges break to the downside 68% of the time. And I've seen that many, many times. So looks like we're going to get a drop in Bitcoin, a pump in US Tether dominance, but it's only going to be temporary. It's only the 1-hour time frame. You see? Let's take a look here. I mean, actually, look. So looks like the 4-hour is going to dump on us. Tether dominance is going to take the show. Bitcoin dominance is going to fall to the downside. I mean, we've done this. And look, go back in time and see this. And look at all the times that you're about to have a pump, like right here. Here you had a pump in Tether dominance. And this is what's crazy. You can go to the triple entendre now, and now you slap Bitcoin in here. What I'm showing you will blow your mind, and a lot of people have never seen this before, and it's super important. The concepts and the things that I put out here are just not what you're going to see everywhere, but they're well thought out, and they make complete sense. You're like, all right, I get what he's doing now. You know? Why did that change? So look, if we go to the 4-hour time frame on all of these, which we are, and right now, look, you're oversold on the Bitcoin dominance. So that tells me Bitcoin dominance wants to move up on the 4-hour. But you're also oversold on Tether dominance. Usually, if Bitcoin dumps, people get stopped out, and Bitcoin dominance does go up because people get stopped out of altcoin BTC pairs. They are forced to buy Bitcoin. All right? So just bear with me on this. And we've gone over this many times on the channel, but just stick with me here. This takes heavy focus. And anyone can show you something quick. This takes heavy mental focus, so stay heavily mentally focused with me here. So look, market cap, US Tether dominance. Look at the last time it got low on the 4-hour time frame. It was right here. All right? And it started to make a move. And what was also low at that point? Take a look. Was also low. Bitcoin dominance. All right? Now, the last time it stayed high while dominance got low. That's what you want. You want dominance to be pumping up. You see? So here, look. Tether dominance was on the high end here. Hard to see with the label, but you know what I mean? It's up here. It's up here. And at that point, Bitcoin dominance was low. That spells a pump. And then if you look at that area, that's when Bitcoin started to pump to the upside here, sideways. You see? But now look, we're low again on this area. But you want this to be high for Bitcoin to pump. You don't want this to be low. You get it? So let's go back to the last time Bitcoin was high. All right. Look, Bitcoin was real high right here. And tether dominance, let's look. Well, yeah, our last major dump. You had Bitcoin was high. Tether dominance was low right here. And USD was low. So if Bitcoin's high and both of these are low, it's very likely you're getting a dump to the downside. All right? And it's not a guarantee. It's just very likely. Okay? And that's called the dominance juxtaposition. All right? Now, other people have shown that, but I don't think they've ever shown it in its entirety. And I show it like once a week or a couple times a month. It does take some time out of the channel. So I don't want to, can take the whole channel, but it pumps nicely, Let's get into the super chat. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Just like the whales can pin the 4-hour low, I'm sure they can do it while it's high. Yes, they can. Honda Mar, look at the RSI dumping on the USD. Looks like it's about to Bart Simpson, in my opinion. Bearish divs in the 4-hour Stokes. Knowledge is power. Never stop learning. I smell what you're cooking. You ever use Vector, the Vector candle? I did the Vector candles. I can see where you're pointing. All right. So there you have it. And again, I got a contingency plan. So I've done all of this. And I said I'm short now on Bitcoin. So if I get stopped out, I'm going to wait for the retest of the zone and long it back to the upside. All right. Possible double bottom. Possible ideas here. It's not all bad, but we are overbought on the 4-hour. And you're at resistance. And you're making an M pattern. Okay. Trouble in paradise. The 1 hour is also very overbought and not above resistance too. I mean, I love to short when the 1 hour and the 4 hour are both overbought. It's normally a very good look, right? Even if it's just a small short. I'm back to standing up at my desk again. Unbelievable. I was traveling yesterday, so traveling, me and Sam are looking at the same chart. That 4 hour could pump still. Lifers, your opinion is it will dump. Yes, I mean, by probability, it will dump. That's the probability. And why is that? We'll go over it. You do see a shoulder, head, and a shoulder, though, which is like, could be your saving grace. Is a 7-minute trying to do damage? 7-minute just going sideways. And look, the 7-minute just made bearish divergence. Like, you got bearish divergence everywhere. You see? So, I don't know. I mean, you got bearish divergence everywhere. Okay? You're in a rising wedge that breaks down 68% of the time. You consistently making it. 15-minute has been sluggishly not getting above the zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many times are you going to let it not do its thing? I mean, it's just not showing like it can get above this high or my green zone. Bearish. 1 hour is extremely overbought. 4 hours extremely overbought. You're at resistance. I don't know what else to tell you. You're at the top of the trend line, too, that we picked. You're dealing with a POC right above it. Could easily fall right back below it. However, you are above it. 21,400 is now support. Can you hold it is the question. All right. So, again, I'm short. But if I get stopped out, I will change back to a retest of this green zone. And if we stay above the POC, we're likely to come up here to the next liquidity zone up here and get all the way to 23,262. So, okay. So this is a big deal of the VPVR. If we get above it, if we get above it and you find yourself up here somewhere in the middle, it's likely we go all the way to here. If we struggle and we come back down on a bear trap, we're headed down to possibly this $19,000 area. All right. So that's why I believe we should short. Also, looking at tether dominance and Bitcoin dominance, we're looking at a possible short too as well. So, and I could be wrong, but this is how I figure it out. I'm usually pretty accurate. I've been like 80 to 90%. I'd say 90%. I don't want to say it. Ask the people. How accurate have I been trading Bitcoin? I don't know. Let them tell you. How accurate do you think I am trading Bitcoin? Like when I say it's going to go up or down on any given night, and the next morning you wake up and you look at the charts, how accurate have I been? I asked the people. The last time I was amazed by what they said. So Everybody tell me how accurate this channel seems to be. Trading Bitcoin specifically. Bitcoin moves. You know. Let me know, and I'll take it. I'll take the blunt, whatever you guys say. Whatever you guys say, let me know. Write in the comment section below. How accurate have we been trading Bitcoin? And tell your friends if you can believe it. All right. Unbelievable. He says 90+%. This guy says 200. Come on, Rodney. I'm waiting on the 50 AMA to rise down to the 200 AMA and increase my short. Only one wrong call since I've been here. Subculture. Sam, just for your information, that zone is yellow, not green. Thank you. I'm colorblind. Appreciate you. Bison, what's the book about? 100%. 89. You give both scenarios a lot, so you're 100%. 89. Yeah, but there's days where I make a call. I say, like today, I'm calling short. I give you both scenarios, but I'm calling the short for myself. Like, I'm like short. You guys 99%. You guys. Sam is accurate. YouTube won't let me fit in enough decimal places to tell you. 90% of the time. Oh, come on, man. You guys can't do that. You got to 95, very accurate, 100%, 85. All right, for real, man, I would say like 8 out of every 10 Bitcoin calls you hit. Facts. 99%. Battling 100 last month, batting 100% last month or so. 89, 99. How am I 99? That's impossible. Only one somewhat wrong call. Not even. So 99.9. Scamwix. 89. What's the measured move on Bitcoin on that short? Just to the bottom of the channel. Right here. 21,131. Yeah. That's a beautiful question. It's a good question. It's a great question. Humble opinion, 90 to 100, 8 out of 10. Pretty much daily, one time in 6. Wrong, I've noticed. Thank you. They're going to call 99 for the price. It's for the accuracy. 60% of the time, all the time, 69. How to trade without emotion and becoming like a casino in trading, meaning you play probabilities and make tons of small trades with a thought in mind that the probabilities win. I don't care about one bad trade you gain, way more on this channel. Accuracy is important, but not as important as his honesty. Check the gains on his gains channel in Discord. Enough to be profitable, though. You prepare us for probabilities, which is why I trust you. Shout out to Crypto Kaon. God bless you and your great work. Shout out to DC. Thank you so much. Well, I'm telling you right now, very likely you're going to get paid on a short. But again, you're going to have to figure out that decision on your own. Bear flag forming on the 15-minute. Measured move, 21,335. Legit, every call you've made since I've been here in the group has been on point. Shout out to Kyle Stanfield. Thank you. Close to longing link. All right, let's take a look at those super chats. Sorry, it's taking me way too long. I would have got way more super chats today, but I've been focused heavily on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at link. And we are also teaching this idea here, which is how I open trades. I mean, this is very likely we're going to see a short. Look how much work we put in to open up the short. 2 hours of analysis just to open one trade. And the music stops right on point. What do you think? Danny, you did amazing in the back end there, brother. Thank you, Danny. Wow, he's really working that board today. There's nobody here. All right, it's just me. You keep it up, Dan. I'm getting you an extra bag of Funyuns. Kid loves Funyuns, man. Wow, look at that indecision doji right there on the 4 hour. Insanity. Sell up, sell down. Indecision doji. Sketchy business. And honestly, indecision at resistance is usually bearish, right? Because you don't want to be indecisive when you're about to kick in a door, do you? You got to really kick in a door with might and want and fight. So I trust my Stokes. I trust my patterns. I trust my support and resistance. And we'll go from there. They're about 80% accurate. So if I lose, I lose 20% of the time. If I win, we're ready to rock. So you gotta play the probabilities, and the probabilities are short. Honestly, the short wick was the entry, 21,699. I love buying into the wicks because look, you could already have a stop. The idea was the wick came up, you snatched the short on the bearish divvy, stop loss up here. You're already in profit here, way away from the stop loss. You see? Yeah, and that's see. The key is the time to enter the trade is like, it comes and goes. You watch and you wait, and it's the divergence on the 15 is what you want. And now you have 15 minutes. Look, this candle closed. You have 15 minutes for this candle to close. You got a half an hour to enter. into this wicked area. 15-minute wants to pump again, though. This is interesting. This is interesting for sure. Look at this. 15-minute wants to throw a Hail Mary. I've seen the 15-minute do it. I've seen the 4-hour and the 1-hour be overbought, and it just makes no sense. And then I've seen the 15-minute just do what's called a Hail Mary and just bomb. Like, however, the measured move here is only this big. But that would get you to 21.8, you know? And that's why I'm cautious, you know? That's why I'm cautious. At one point, you have to make a trade, and you got to go for it. It is what it is. Hidden divergence on the 4-hour, though. Riding the 21 MA. It could pump. Me and Sam look at the same chart. That 4-hour could pump still. The Hail Mary is what I was talking about. Kind of. 100%, because you never say it's for sure going anywhere. You give the possibilities and the probabilities. I mean, that's not true. Like, today I commit to a short. Like, I'm short on Bitcoin. So I would be wrong tomorrow or later on today if Bitcoin pumps. I will have to take it as, hey, I was wrong. I'm calling short on the probabilities are telling me it's more likely to be short than long. But again, I could be wrong, right? So today I am making a call. I don't always make a call. Some days I say, I don't know, it's indecisive. I'm laying off. All the info you give and the probabilities and work ethic are good regardless of whether you win every trade or not. Double bottom DXY, 15-minute. Lifer, have you closed any of your shorts yet? Yes, I took profits the other day as we came in. People have selective hearing. Shout out to Subculture. Bison, thank you for your help. Thank you, everyone, for the help. We are all going to be insane in the bull run and the bear. Shout out to Alato. I love you. 75 to 85, 60% of the time. 95% accurate, 40% of the time. Lifer EOS short starting to pump after the 15-minute reset. Interesting. What about ADS? Remember, this one was doing damage regardless of the market. No, ad shares it was. Not Alchemy. It was ad shares. Let's see. That rising wedge broke down. Ad shares. ADS, ASD. I can't remember it now. I was trading it the other day. Here, let me do this by alphabetical order and find the A's. Which actually I never do. Interesting. Just ADS there. Feeling like I'm not gonna say it. You know, I'm feeling like no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Man, the whole market's at resistance too. Like the whole market is like, can't get above the zone. You know? A little more downside of consolidation before we can pump on out of this, you know? What was that? We just saw a coin that looked nice though. Aurora. This looks good on the 1 hour. Look at the 4 hour time frame. Not good. I'll put an alert on the 4 hour, and when that resets, I'll maybe take a dabble. 1 hour could pump on you though. It's interesting. 15-minute, I'll make a look at it. I use alerts. If you're in my trading group too, we're not trading like we were even 2 weeks ago. We're watching Bitcoin very closely. Like we're in a holding pattern for Bitcoin. It's not the same trading as it was just a week or two ago. Very, very different. Very, very different. Shout out to everybody that stuck it through on the live. I greatly appreciate 700 viewers all the way till 12 o'clock. Thank you so much. All right. All right, let's get... I don't know. Today I didn't go through the super chats because Bitcoin took 2 hours. I'm sorry. It was Bitcoin the whole time. Like, honestly, like, I don't know how we went 2 hours straight on Bitcoin. I don't know how. Like, you know. And I believe all these trades are going to follow Bitcoin. So, yes, Link did break out of the inverted head and shoulder here. See, look. That made a move. That was a nice little pump. And what Link did is Link broke above the resistance, which Bitcoin did not. So that's interesting. Link for ETH may be a nice play, the Link BTC pair. All right. It also got well above the POC and bounced off of it. It's a good sign for Link. So the Link bulls are doing something a little different than the Bitcoin bulls. All right. However, we are at a resistance here. And we're overbought. All right. And so you're expecting some type of pullback for Link. You know, back to the 21-day moving average. That's just what happens. Then maybe it can pump up and do some damage. If it can stay above the POC, that would also be a nice thing. So you're looking for Link to stay above 710. That's a big idea. If it doesn't stay above 710, it's likely it goes back to 693 and lower, all right, for Link. So I'd be watching Link closely. Link 3S on the 4-hour, again, seems to be the play for, right now. And look, that's a double. I mean, ooh, funny. It looks like it's going to dump, though. This is so crazy. I've never seen so many mixed signals. And again, when you get mixed signals, you don't have to force a trade. It doesn't, that's interesting. Broke to the down, like a descending triangle broke down. Could say it's like this, though. It's flagging out. And the place to get in is at the bottom of the channel. You do see the hidden bullish divergence there. As crazy as it is, this would be my trade. All right. Just because, you've pumped up already. So I'll be shorting Link. I trade the probabilities. All right. I take what the market gives me. Today, the market is telling me that it's likely that the shorts will play out in my favor. All right. If I'm patient, if I do the right thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be patiently doing the right thing, And my emotions are freaking me out. They're like, with Bitcoin and all this other stuff. And again, we have resistance here, and I'm watching. And I know exactly what to do. If Bitcoin stops me out, right, and changes its position, I know exactly what areas to watch. I know exactly what I'm doing, right? So I've thought it out. It's well planned. I have my ideas, and we go from there, all right? There's also a little bit of hidden bullish divergence here, which I'm privy to on the 4-hour time frame, which many people don't know about. So that also is a little bit in my favor because a lot of people don't know how to identify that, especially at certain times when it's really, really, truly needed, okay? And that definitely, to me, is hidden bullish divergence. I've seen it many times. It plays out. So trying to find another area where we could find it for you. Here's some hidden bullish right here. Swing to the upside is an uptrend, even though we're dumping down. And this looks a lot like where we are right now. Look, we're in this nasty falling wedge. At the time, we were right here. We were dumping city, right? And most people would have been like, oh, we're bearish. 4 hours coming to the downside. You got to short this. Swing up to swing up. And you would have seen me say, hey, man, that's hidden bullish. That's swinging up while that's swinging down. It tells me that the trend will continue and make a higher high higher than the previous high. And lo and behold, and then you look, you have your shoulder, your head, and your shoulder, which broke out. Then you made a rising wedge. And look, when to get out, the rising wedge, you double topped. You couldn't get out. You broke the node and you came to your next node. And then you identified your next resistance. And when you couldn't get above resistance, you shorted it. You get out of the short. You see? So I'm seeing something very similar to that exact play there. Not identical, but similar. Yes, I want to exit this mode. And so there you have it, right? Hidden bullish, bottom of the channel. Bang, bang, bang. So I like the Link short here for possibly 67% gains, risking 20, 3-to-1, a little more than the 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Link 3S looking like a sandwich. All right. Shout out to anyone that gave me Link. Took me some time to kind of really detail it and look at it. All right. It's weird how EOS. See, I'm short on the market right now, so I really wouldn't. Even though I might have put EOS this morning, I'm short on the market, so I wouldn't long anything really. Like even APL looks okay, but I'm usually one way for that day because if I'm short and then I start playing longs in between, it gets in my head. So I need to stay short, and once I clear up my shorts, then I long stuff. You know what I mean? But I tend not to do both. All right, I tend not to do both. So Link 3S USDT on the 4-hour time frame. Link 3S USDT on the 4-hour time frame. Hidden bullish. And that's another thing, you need to focus. Eventually you have to pick one asset, 2 assets, and make a trade, right? Mental focus. If you're all over the place, how can you trade? Almost impossible, right? That took me years. I had to mature to get that focus. My brain was all over the place. Even in my 20s and my 30s, like it took me some time to find that focus. All right. You will too. You'll get there. It'll take you some time. All right. So I don't think I need to talk about Bitcoin again. Pretty clear of what I see happening for BTC, right? Consistently can't get above 21,005, but we are holding 21.4. So but you know exactly what I'm thinking. And again, you do whatever makes you happy. All right. Look at that indecision. That's nasty, man. That's a dump, baby. I say we're about to dump. Overbought on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Looks like an easy short to me. Anyway. I always forget where I put this stuff. And look, we called this pump on the 15-minute this morning. Remember that. We started here. Then we showed you the bearish divergence. 15 minutes still wants to have legs, but come on, man. The rejection is obvious to me right now. So unless the 15-minute throws a Hail Mary, which is possible, stops everybody out, liquidates everybody, it's very possible. All right. I believe it was on the FTX, right? That's where I made the clear. And look, this is even a head and shoulder pattern. You know, it's a double top. And if you dump, you're hoping for this to hold, and you're hoping for this to hold. Change the whole story, right? And this is where we stand right now. All right. Bitcoin, I'm shorting. If I get stopped out, I'm looking for a retest of this area to long. All right. And there you have it. And there you have it. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, and I'll see you on my next live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. Have a great day. Live in love. Do the best you can. And, yeah, believe in yourself. And remember, nobody knows how great you're going to be, but you have a destiny. Go after it. Go after it. Thank you so much for being here. I truly, 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 truly appreciate each and every one of you. Have a blessed day. Thank you. Back in the studio, I'll be going into the charts. I'll be taking a break from my mind right now, having some lunch with my wife, and then I'll be back in the charts again and doing a Bitcoin update and, you know, keeping my group privy to exactly what I see happening for the rest of the day. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe to all my blue crew, to everybody that came in. Actually, wait, I missed some super chats, didn't I not? Hold on. I missed super chats. ETH and Sol, head and shoulders on the daily. Hex and OP. Hold on. ETH's just going to follow Bitcoin. Really, in a nutshell, it's the exact same thing that's going on here. You really don't have to, like, you know what I mean? It's the exact same. Like, you're in this, you're likely to drop back to the downside here. You're overbought on the 4 hour, right? See that? You're overbought on the 1 hour. I see an E short to the downside for now. Then we'll worry about it when we get here. But I see a drop to the downside for Ethereum. Pretty simple for me because I've already gone over Bitcoin in depth. All right. If Bitcoin breaks up, this will break up and it will change the whole game. So, but I see a short for Ethereum. Okay. I really don't see mixed signals. I see an obvious short on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Pretty obvious to me. But again, that depends, you know. Adam, Sol, head and shoulders on the daily. Hex and OP. Adam, people wanted to know about Adam. USDT. Oof, that's interesting. See, like Adam wants to bang on you. So that's it. So Adam looks different than Bitcoin. Isn't that funny? I would trade Adam BTC as Bitcoin goes sideways. Adam wants to boom. So Adam looking nice for possible 11% gains. Thank you so much for putting Adam on our radar. I would trade that on the 1 hour. That's a 1 hour scalp that looks absolutely beautiful. Consolidating nicely. 21 crossing over the 200. Adam to the upside. Thank you so much for giving us Adam. And it's cool to see altcoins wanting to pump while Bitcoin struggles. It's a good sign that we're still seeing some strength in the market, regardless. All right. Hold on. Let me switch back to the charts. I know I'm out of the charts here. Let me switch back to the charts. for Atom. I'll show you what I saw for Atom here real quick. Low stochastics on the stochastics RSI. The RSI itself in a falling wedge, you know, or in a bullish pattern that could break out. Lack of bearish momentum. Falling volume with falling price says that we are losing the sellers. 50 about to cross the 200. Price action getting tight above a zone, holding a support and resistance flip. It got rejected but came in and bounced, making a nice consolidative pattern here that could break up to the upside. So I'm watching Atom very closely for a possible gain of 11.51%. Atom on the radar. So Atom is there. Someone asked about diamond to the downside on Bitcoin 1 hour. Altcoin degen, thank you. More thumbs up than views. That is good. Oh, it happens all the time. 700 likes. Diamond to the downside on Bitcoin 1 hour. There you go, baby. And now you're just adding to the confluence, to the bearish confluence. Combined influence, bearishness. USDC booming. Look at that, USDC. And my team was all over USTC. And you guys nailed it. He's still holding up on the 15. And then someone asked about Sol, Head and Shoulders on the daily. I mean, it's going to follow Bitcoin. Whatever you see for Bitcoin, you're going to see for Sol. So someone said Sol, Head and Shoulders on the daily. Yes, that's a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. They're not perfect, though. In a way, it already broke to the downside. Let's take a look. I mean, it's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Right? It's just doing exactly what Bitcoin did. Bearish retest, fell out of the zone. Now you're holding this area. Are you going to come back and bearishly retest? Very likely, and then make a dump for a double bottom, and then, you know. So right now, I mean, I am looking for a bounce for Sol, just like I'm looking for a bounce for Bitcoin, but it's going to do whatever Bitcoin does. So it's probably overbought on the 4 hour and overbought on the 1 hour, just like Bitcoin, and it's struggling to get above this zone. So I'd look for Sol to come back down, just like we just showed you this channel here. You know, dropping at least to here, and if it breaks down to this double bottom, and if it continues, you never know. But I'm bearish on everything because I'm bearish on Bitcoin. You see that? Bitcoin ricochets throughout all patterns. So if Bitcoin shows you something, you're going to see it in everything else. So if I'm bearish on Bitcoin for the day, then the top 50 coins are all going to follow Bitcoin, except for maybe one or two anomalies. Very, very unlikely. So most coins are just going to follow BTC, simply put, right? Hex is in the same thing, like trying to get above the zone. Like Hex is even following Bitcoin. Like, look, it's not perfect, but it's the same scenario for Hex in a way. Trying to get above a previous high, can't do it. About to get rejected. Overbought on the 1 hour. I bet it's overbought on the 4 hour, just where Bitcoin was. Has a little bit of a loop, could push up. You want to see if it can get above the zone here and make a move. But you can see if Bitcoin gets above that zone I talked about, then Hex will get above the zone. Everything is following Bitcoin. You get it now? You get why we go over Bitcoin so in-depthly? Yes, there's going to be a few anomalies, low cap gems on KuCoin. They're going to escape the overall Bitcoin influence. But for the most part, this is what you're going to see in the market. So you really can't escape it, you know? Let's take a look at OPE on KuCoin. We were liking this on the daily. It was looking beautiful, right? I was suggesting that it eventually would break to the upside. Let's take a look at the 4 hour, though. Got very extended without getting above a previous high. Tells me that it's probably likely to come down and make a bit of a retest or bounce off some type of area here, or even lower. So it just got rejected. It couldn't seem to get above the 50-day moving average there. We take a look at the daily, though. The daily's ready to go on this, and the daily is actually starting to move. I've been watching this for a while now. It's on my radar. Optimism. If ETH gets some move in the merge, this is right built on. This has that je ne sais quoi with ETH. All the indicators want to move up, move up, move up. They look very nice on the daily time frame for a move for OP. It also still is holding on to hidden bullish divergence, which tells me that the trend will continue to the upside, especially once it broke out of that upper trend. So I'm waiting for to see what the 4 hour does. But the daily for this desperately does want to pump to the upside. It's up slightly already from when we first talked about it. But again, the big gains haven't come yet, right? So we're watching optimism. Hard to do to trade these coins on the daily. Sometimes they take 2 to 3 weeks, but then you make 179% or 108. You know, a longer trade takes a longer time, but you can get paid, right? So there's optimism. So I tried to go through all of the super chats. I think we got through them all now. All clear. Chili's near. So would an Atom follow as well? Most of them would, but there's anomalies, and that's why you look at the charts. Right now, Atom is suggesting it wants to do something different. Maybe they have a conference coming up. Maybe they had a news. Maybe they made some type of a deal on DeFi. Maybe people are going after it. You know. So, yeah, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day. Be safe.
people that are talking about these low numbers, they were telling you to sell everything in 2020 at $9,000. They're super bearish. They love the negative price action. They're going to be invalidated on this one, I'm pretty sure. We don't go below 20K by January. What will be your re-entry point with the remaining cash? That's a great question. It depends on how high stuff starts going up. I think that when it comes to, I think we're going to see it. I don't think there's any question we see below 20 again.
Well, I think your first answer was great too. It's more time than price. Like it depends on where we are in December.
of time off. You guys had invited me on previously, so I'm sorry about missing one or
That's
two
okay.
around the blockchains there. But it's good to be. I got a bunch of charts here for you.
Let's check them out.
You're chatting about the DXY, so
Mhm.
let's kind of start there, I
Okay.
guess. So I'm in the same general area as you. I think that there is room for a little bit more upside here, but I want to give a bearish case scenario for you as well on the DXY, and also why I've been so bullish on Bitcoin for such a long time. You know, I've been around here for a while, you as well. My second video ever back in 2016 was Bitcoin's going to $6 million. So I stand by this sentiment. We're going to go much higher for Bitcoin over the long term, but it's usually in relationship to some type of societal or banking crisis. It was people become less sure of their trust in the dollar, then something that's an alternative that you can use in those times of crisis actually becomes the most valuable. It's like compared it last time to a generator. If you buy a generator in the summer versus trying to buy a generator in the winter when the power's gone out, the price of the generator is going to fluctuate massively, but it's still the same value proposition effectively. So
Yeah.
what I've got here right now is the DXY on the weekly. So we've been in a nice trading range, and there is reason to believe that it could go much higher, but we do see a bearish divergence
Mhm.
here on the price itself. So we do see the RSI is lower and the price is higher. So this would usually represent a downturn. Now the other factor here though is that we just left a trading range. So there's two things that can potentially take place here. We either come back down to around 100 and then continue up much higher, like you're saying. There could be reason to believe that. But if we go back and we compare it to some of our other distribution charts, yes, I actually don't have them open here right now. I apologize for that. So we'll go back. So there is reason to believe that we could go much higher, but this divergence here makes me think it's going to go lower. And also this is, I think, the important chart. This is the United States monetary supply. So this is the growth of the money supply since 1980, since around when we were born into where we are today. And it's basically nothing but up. And this little downtick here is the first time that the Federal Reserve has basically tried to remove any of their assets. They control the entire market. The Federal Reserve literally controls everything. But what's unique about this is if we open up the S&P 500 underneath, okay, first off, you can see the S&P 500 and the monetary supply basically grow in lockstep.
Mhm.
But if we look at Bitcoin's price throughout this entire function, it's had multiple bull and bear markets, while the S&P 500 has effectively only gone up throughout this price printing or the printing of the US dollar. So what I suspect is happening is that Bitcoin has created its own floor throughout time. Now, it's not to say that we can't go to $10,000. The weekly regression line has us down here around $9,000 to $10,000 as well. Anytime there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in the markets, the traditional term of FUD, effectively, people start selling assets of every kind. In fact, all markets move again in unison based off that fear, largely because people, as they become scared, they go in and rush out to buy toilet paper. So people become highly illogical in those moments. So there is reason that we could go lower. But again, if we compare here to our log chart without looking at the logarithmic and just look at the RSI here on the bottom, traditionally speaking, we're pretty close to a bottom. And when we're closer to the bottom in the RSI than we are to the top, we're generally in more of an accumulation mentality. And again, my sentiment here is that if we compare if we compare the long-term growth of the S&P 500, the few bear markets that it's had throughout that period, whereas Bitcoin's gone up 1,000%, come down 90%, gone up 1,000%, come down 90%, just roughing numbers here. But because of that bull bear market cycle that Bitcoin has had so fluently, well, the S&P 500 effectively since 2008 has only gone up. I think that there's a much stronger indication that as the markets start to collapse, because of the Fed unwinding its balance sheet, the Fed has done nothing. They're not going out and buying Bitcoin. So the inflation of the S&P 500 is kept up by the inflation of the monetary supply.